Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will be discussing on important questions and answers on Angular. So, as you know that Angular is full-fledged MVC framework. As compared to React, it is only used to create only the UI part, but in Angular we can create model view and controller. Even if you're going to create a form, you can create your form from your component class itself. So if you talk about Angular, so we have view and encapsulation concept. So basically view represent the user interface of an application. So normally it is asked what is view and what is encapsulation. So when talk about encapsulation, it encapsulates the styles and the behavior so that a particular component has a particular style and its behavior. So whenever we are going to create any component, we declare its template, its style that is going to use. So encapsulation is the process of encapsulating the styles and behavior of a component to prevent them affecting other parts of the application. Then there is a very important concept in Angular that is called pipes. Again, pipes on the view part, it is used to transform the data. So in terms of like if we want to present a date in a particular format, so what we can do, we can use these pipe to convert the data into the expected format. Then there is a very important concept called how to call REST API, because in Angular, again, we can fetch the information from different REST API, and we use this injectable uh, from Angular core, and we have a dedicated module called HTTP client module. Using HTTP client module, you can fetch the data from different REST API. Plus, we have also some third-party REST API calls. So third-party providers that help us to call different third-party REST API, and just like Axios. So normally in most of the platforms like in React, Angular, we can use this Axios. Then there is a very important term called lazy loading. So lazy loading, if you have number of modules, so whatever module is required at a particular time, it should only load that particular module. Otherwise, it should not use all the modules at one time because it will affect the performance of the application. So lazy loading in Angular allows you to load modules asynchronously when they are needed. So it should not that once the application is loading, it should load all the modules. We should implement lazy loading if the number of modules are more, if the number of components are more. So only components related to that module should be loaded, and that module should be loaded asynchronously. So that will help to optimize the performance of the application. Then there is a very important term called change detection. So again, whenever there is any change in the variable, so change detection is a core mechanism in Angular that ensure that application UI reflects the current state of data. Angular automatically detects change of data in the component and its child component. So change detection is very important. So whenever there is any change in the current state of the data, it automatically updates the UI of the application. Then we have Angular directives. Again, are the markers of on DOM element and tell Angular to do something with that element or its children. So these are the Angular directives. And then we have two very important terms called constructor and ngIf. So as the name suggests, ngIf, it is basically conditional testing. So based upon ngIf, based upon this conditional testing, it makes sure that a particular DOM should be rendered or not. So if the condition is true, a particular DOM or a particular UI element will be rendered, otherwise it will not be rendered. And constructor basically, again, it is same as we have learned in other programming language. So it initializes the component. So special method for initializing class instances. So again, it is a class based, TypeScript based. So whenever we create any object of the class, it initializes the class, object of the class. Then we have ng content directive, because there are number of directives. So ng content directive in Angular is used for content projection. It allows you to pass content into a component, because the name suggests ng content. So it allows you to pass content into a component from its parent component. So just like in React, we pass the values in the form of props. In Angular, we use this ng content to pass values from parent to the child. Then, very important thing, which testing framework. So Angular has two testing framework. One is Jasmine and another is your Karma. So in Angular development, popular testing frameworks include your Jasmine and Karma. Jasmine is a behavior-driven development framework for testing JavaScript code, and Karma is a test runner that launches browsers and execute tests. So these are the two testing frameworks that are available for testing the Angular application. Then finally, what is a standalone component? So standalone component in Angular is a component that does not depend on other Angular modules. And if it is not dependent on other modules, so it can be reused and tested independently. So basically, these are the basic questions in Angular. We will be discussing some more questions like reactive forms. One of the important key feature of Angular. Use a model-driven approach where form controls are created programmatically in the component class. So we have form group, we have form builder, we have validators. So which for the different components of the form, whether it is text box, whether it is drop down, so all the validation part, it is all done using the component class. So reactive form is a very key module through which we can manage all the form interactions that are done by the user. So this is a basic introduction of Angular. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And thank you for watching this video.